Alright, boys and girls, this is the Carnal Conservative, and this is not a fully fleshed out video. I'm just going to drop that right now. This is not fully fleshed. This is more of a philosophical rambling, more of an idea drop, more of a developmental stage, and I really want input. I want commentary, I want disagreement, and I want debate on this notion that I'm about to put forth, because I've been thinking about my formulation of what true conservatism is, and my objective, my goal of putting forth a materialist argument for conservatism, and specifically a materialist argument for social conservatism. Because what this is definitely not, is the libertarian, anarchy libertarian notion of, open borders, ultimate free trade, legalized slavery, prostitution, that whole pizzazz. That is not what this is. But I feel compelled to make an argument for social conservative materialism. And what this is going to essentially spell out is a theory, a hypothesis, and a formulation for explaining the material benefits and blessings of social conservatism in practice, and what are the net results for individuals and nations who practice social conservatism. And let's just start there. And when we talk about social conservatism, we are talking about traditional values. We're talking about us having a sober ethic, having a solemn ethic for things like marriage and family, child raising, and what the material blessings are. And this, of course, does bleed into an economic paradigm, naturally, because that's how we unfortunately measure material wealth. But as I've said before, this is an argument that does in fact need to be made regardless. So let's go over what I am trying to propose. Let's go over some of the thoughts, ideas, and assertions that because I'm engaged in a lot of theory about the forces of true conservatism and how they differ between our institutions and the principles. We've laid that groundwork, but I don't feel I've made the case for why one should value social conservatism materially. And that's why I'm making this video, and that's why I would like feedback from it, and why there needs to be a debate on the topic. The blessings of materialism, from social conservative materialism, from my view, is primarily stability. A situation in which you have a culture, an environment, and a people where things are not static, but they are reliably consistent. There is opportunity for continual growth. Not necessarily the absolute, how would you say, stock market like exponential growth, but steady, consistent, reliable growth that at least matches inflation and then some, when you take into account the fact that in a socially conservative society you have a reliable population to replace the outgoing generation with new blood, new people who need the skills of those who went before them, and who they will replace. This is a social paradigm in which, and it feels so odd to say this, this is a paradigm in which you don't have to rely on immigration to maintain a stable environment. That is a blessing of social conservatism. You are, in essence, self-reliant as a people, and trade is kept at a minimum based on need rather than greed, suffice to say. Now, One of the other material blessings of social conservatism is, again, generational wealth, as we have witnessed from several social conservative talking points. If you want to get out of that ghettoization, the poverty line, one of the three primary indicators are finishing high school, and what was the other one? Oh yeah, getting married before getting or having children. That is one of the key indicators of escaping poverty. So this seems to be a blessing of social conservatism. This ability to escape that constant poverty drag that social conservatism seems to almost holistically indicate. And another material benefit to social conservatism that is in the what you might call intangible category. This is intangible, but it has an economic impact, and it is therefore a materialist front, is equality under the law. A true sense of community and belonging. And the reason that matters economically is because, unlike many of the law enforcement paradigms across American cities, particularly the larger cities, the urban areas, when you have that sense of community and belonging, and that is acknowledged from top to bottom, from bottom to top, I predict there will be a lesser tendency for law enforcement to unjustly fine or victimize people for, shall we say, nonviolent offenses. And this is a personal anecdote. I grew up in Southern California. I grew up in a town that was part of LA County, but just outside of it. We're talking like 20-40 minutes driving from East LA. And one of the particular oddities of growing up in La Puente was we had no city police. We had rather the county sheriffs. And one of the great benefits of not having a city police was that no one in my town got a speeding ticket, because they had other bigger, better things to do, and those who weren't outright violent criminals generally left you alone. They generally did not care about your speed, if you were going at the what is colloquially known as the speed of traffic, which was generally a lot higher than the posted speed limit. That is another benefit of social conservatism in a materialist sense. You have this sense of duty from law enforcement to not victimize the native populace. And that does matter. It matters significantly, because a speeding ticket is no joke. That will take a huge chunk out of anyone's paycheck, especially if you are lower to middle class. That is a burden that will affect you economically in the short and long term when it comes to your preparations and whatnot. So that sense of community is intangible, but it will manifest in economic ways. So there are more things that I'm not thinking of, and I'd like help with that. What are some of the material blessings of living in a socially conservative world, in a socially conservative paradigm, the paradigm that we have lost? And I look forward to the comments. I really want input on this one, because we understand how it works, but we haven't, or at least I have not, made the case as to what the particular benefits are for individuals. And that needs to be flushed out. So this is my offering. I hope we've given ourselves a bit of a foundation to work on, and I hope to see you in the comment section. Thank you, everyone. Stay carnal, and God bless.